welcome to vlog number 8.
Hello. How are you?
I'm alright. I heard that my car is ready, so I'm there in about 10 minutes to pick it up. Thank you, bye.
See ya, have a good day. Thank you. Yeah, so the car is working again. Yeah, so let me give you a bit of background in this. 2 or 3 days ago, we wanted to start up the car the first time since 2 weeks or so, and then just nothing happens. Then we called the AA, they helped us to start the engine, and the battery was dead, so I had to bring the car all the way here. They fixed it within a few days. Now I'm picking it up. But coming to the main topic of today's vlog, I haven't posted something last week. The reason for that is, well, being first we had the issue with the car, and then we had some other things to do. But I was working on my video from Siem Reap. So there was a trip we did about 2 years ago, and I would say that was like one of the first holiday videos I actually shot, and I really had a hard time to find the motivation to go through all this old footage and edit it, because a lot of it was shaky, bad looking, just didn't pay attention to composition, etc. So that's why I thought I'm quickly go through a few things that I would do differently now, and that I would think as a complete beginner would be very helpful. Doesn't matter whether you're filming with your mobile phone, with a mirrorless camera, DSLR or a GoPro. So if you are just starting out, these tips might be helpful as well. No made for us. Okay, so the first point is deliberate shooting. When you're out and you're capturing something, you're shooting something on your holiday, try not to randomly point the camera on anything that you might think is interesting, but try to think in chapters or in mini stories that will connect to the overall storyline. For example, in my Siem Reap video, at the point where we discovered a hidden ruin in the jungle, I should have filmed it in a certain way. So for example, as a mini storyline, it could have been one shot of us arriving at the ruin, and then some detailed shots of the stones and the roots covering the ruin, and then maybe for us going inside the ruin and looking around and be astonished. Then you would have a mini storyline in place, which kind of is you're walking through the jungle, you're arriving at the ruin, you're seeing it, and then after this you're leaving the ruin again. And this could have been just a few shots, like 5, 6, 7 shots maybe, but very deliberate, and then this would just make it so much easier to edit in the end because you have a logical sequence. And then the second point is try to keep your clips short. Make the shots 5 to maximum 10 seconds long, so that you exactly know which part you actually need and which clip you want to use when you're editing the video in the end. There are obviously some exceptions to this rule. So for example, if you are filming something that you want to speed up later on, then obviously it needs to be longer. Or then another exception would be if you're talking to the camera. Obviously this could be longer shots as well, but especially for B-roll shots, try to keep it very, very deliberate and short. And then the third point is try to keep your footage steady. What I did very often, I filmed everything with the GoPro. I was just walking around and pointing the camera somewhere, and as you could have seen if you've seen the video, it was a lot of time, it was very shaky. This just doesn't look good in the end. What you can do is either use it as a static shot, so put the camera down somewhere and let it run, or try to make like soft steps and try to really keep the camera steady. Or if you go into a certain direction, try not to move the feet, but just your whole body. And then the next point is try to be continuous when you have some movement in the camera. And that again is way easier if you have shorter clips. The fifth tip is you should get a basic understanding of how exposure works for video. So just how aperture, ISO and shutter speed are affecting how your footage looks. Even if you're just shooting in auto mode, you should have a basic understanding on how it affects it. For example, what I did wrong in the Siem Reap video was I often shot in a high frame rate so that you can make it a slow motion, but I didn't realize that this also has an impact on your shutter speed. So higher frame rates, you require a higher shutter speed, which lets in less light. That means your ISO goes up, and that increases some noise in your footage. There is a lot of tutorials out there that explain this very well. It's very easy to get the grasp of it quite quickly. And then the last tip is try to capture some emotion throughout your holiday or throughout your trip.
Serious adventure, huh?
Because it will make your video so much more interesting. And this doesn't require a lot. For example, in the same video again, at the situation where we arrived at the ruin in the middle of the jungle, I could have just made one shot looking into the camera and say, wow, this is amazing. I think this must have been the feeling what the adventurers had when they discovered Angkor Wat. And this just gives a bit more feeling to the whole video, and also when you watch it later on, it kind of brings back these memories. And so I really try to also focus more on capturing these emotions. Yeah, so these are 6 tips that you can focus on when you're just starting out, and I wish I would have known when I was shooting my first travel or holiday videos. So try to do deliberate shooting, keep your clips short, focus on steady footage, have continuity in movement, get an understanding of your basic exposure, and also capture some of these emotions. And that's it for today. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. And until the next video, stay safe and healthy. Bye bye.